At First Choice Bank, we know you can't always make it before the bank closes. With our integrated teller, you can talk to a live person as late as 7 p.m. on weekdays and noon on Saturdays. It's not just an ATM, it's an ITM. First Choice Bank, your choice for banking.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Welcome in here to the Room to Room Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Gabe for Mississippi Live Weather at 10, and it is a fantastic night with mild temperatures and a lot to view getting into those overnight hours. Let's go ahead and jump into it. As we take a look at that first headline here in the Room to Room Weather Center, it's going to be the limited showers over the next couple of days. It's kind of a spring-like, summer-like pattern that we're in. That's why it feels so warm. But with that warmth and with that Gulf moisture in the air, that allows for some limited afternoon showers, and that's what we'll track here in just a moment. But coming up next, it's making it rain in Jackson. That is North Mississippi is making it rain, not the actual skies, because it is playoff action. State championships happening right now. And the latest addition here from North Mississippi is Calhoun City. What did Ethan say? You mess with the cats, you get scratched. So that's exactly what's taking place, and excited to see what they can do heading into later on this week. Latest addition, like I mentioned, but Okolona and Ingomar also representing North Mississippi. We'll take a look at those forecasts for any of those 4A and 7A teams heading down there tomorrow, coming up here in just a minute. And beware of the blood moon. Lunar eclipse, that is. But still, it's got a cool name, blood moon. Yeah, it makes it seem a little bit more menacing. But don't worry, nothing menacing talking about this forecast. Going to be pretty calm into those overnight hours. 11 p.m., 60 degrees, 57 by 2 a.m. and early morning hours of our Tuesday, starting out in the mid-50s. That's as good as it gets. 60 degrees by 8 and only up from there, with the 70s returning by that lunchtime hour. As we get a look across the area tonight, Batesville coming in with a beautiful night sky, 54 degrees. Dew point still in the upper 40s lets us know it's still a dry atmosphere, but since it's only in the upper 40s, that means we can't cool off beyond that point, kind of our floor whenever we're talking about our overnight temperatures. So as long as those dew points remain in the upper 40s, that's where our low temperatures will be as well. 64 degrees in Rolling Fork, and there you're getting dew points in the low 50s. And so that is basically the mugginess in the air, that moisture in the air that's complementing these mild temperatures. That's really the big driver in the pattern. And again, no complaints here. We're 64 in Columbus, dew point still in the upper 40s as well. This is coming off of a very dry end to our weekend and a dry start to the work week. And we'll keep those dry conditions around heading into our Tuesday as well. Our Mama Justice Doppler radar on basically clear air mode, meaning that it's detecting some of the low-lying stuff that could be some trees and things like that. It also could be some bugs, because with warm weather, you know what likes warm weather, and that is the mosquitoes. I don't think they're out just yet, but I have seen a ton of moths, a ton of bugs just out and about, showing that the shift of the seasons, it's happening for everybody, not just the atmosphere. And getting a look at our surface analysis, the reason why we're getting this warmer air is because we are behind this warm front. And what that means is we're in the warm sector, which basically has these southerly winds kicking into the forecast, bringing in this Gulf moisture down there towards the Gulf Coast, all the way up into North Mississippi behind this frontal boundary. Now, as we head into the overnight hours, that's what will continue to drive our pattern. Again, that warm front lifting up there towards the north and taking a large part of the moisture with it. But that doesn't mean it's not going to affect us, primarily affecting us with that warm air, and we'll enjoy that for the start of our Tuesday as well. Look at these showers just developing right along that warm front. That's where we can expect the increased chances of rainfall, even a few chances of thunderstorms as well. But it's going to be this cold front that lingers out there towards Texas that's going to be the driver for some potential severe weather. And that's what we're tracking out there for Texas and Oklahoma. Here in North Mississippi, while we are not completely dry, we are completely free of severe storms for our Tuesday, and that is a good sign for us heading into those Tuesday plans. Again, we can grab an umbrella and survive a couple of minutes, but when we're talking severe weather, that's when we enter a forecast we don't exactly enjoy. The next 24, you can see how those temperatures will just climb throughout the day, with 63 by 9, 71 by noon, and upper 70s by 3 p.m. That limited chance of moisture, though, 10% chance, could fluctuate a little bit getting into those afternoon hours, depending on where those showers set up. But nonetheless, it shows that there is a little bit of a mugginess in the air that's allowing for some of these showers to form. We're talking the latest on that timing. Latest model runs have come out. And are you heading to Jackson? Are you looking to make some plans overnight for the blood moon? Well, nonetheless, we have all of those forecasts coming up for Mississippi Live Weather at 10, live from the Room to Room Weather Center. Oh.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
I have been going to Tupelo Smiles my whole life. When I was a kid, I was unhappy about some uneven coloring on my teeth after getting my braces off, which at the time there really wasn't a fix. I was recently made aware of a solution that would totally fix it, which is exactly what we did. They not only heard my concerns, but they never stopped looking to solve my problem, and that's why I love Tupelo Smiles.
What I thought was a complete life was nowhere near complete, but it is now.
Learn about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
A really cool thing that we like to do here at Mississippi Live Weather is at the end of the season, we get all of our footage from our state finalist for basketball and, of course, for football in the fall. And we basically compile that footage together. So here you're seeing several teams mentioned, and that is, of course, West Union, who played earlier on today. East Union showing up as well. We had Kosciuszko, we had Tisch County, we have Ingomar, we have so many teams across the area. Greenwood, just teams that come to mind. Tisch County, the more I watch this, the more the teams come into play. But nonetheless, all of that action is tipping off this week, and we did have our 1A matchups and 6A matchups today. And as I mentioned earlier, those 1A matchups are finalized, and that is going to be Calhoun City representing the north half of the area, as well as Ingomar and Okolona for 1A girls basketball. So that is going to be a fun matchup heading on into later on this week. But we are getting a look at those matchups for tomorrow, and that's going to be 4A and 7A, and it's going to be a fun time. Tisch County playing tomorrow, as well as Starkville representing. It was unfortunate. We weren't able to get down to the Golden Triangle to watch the Yellow Jackets play, but nonetheless, they are going to be tipping off tomorrow for both boys and girls basketball. So it should be a great time. But for those down in Starkville that are looking to head down to those games, or all the way up here in Tisch County, you are going to see some of those great conditions all the way down there in Jackson. We did have to change it from tip-off to actual times because it's going all day long. So by 9 a.m., we're 66 degrees, 77 by noon, and 81 towards 3 p.m. No drops of rainfall, at least not exactly impactful amount of rainfall. So we're staying pretty dry throughout our Tuesday plans, and whether that's basketball or just heading about your day-to-day life. Either way, it should be a great time, and shout out to all the teams representing North Mississippi, and good luck down there in Jackson. We're 55 degrees, trying to get a look close to Tishomingo County, but unfortunately we were only able to get to Alcorn County. So folks in Tishomingo County, if you want a camera, reach out to us. We'd love to partner with that and make that happen at some point. But 55 degrees, our North Mississippi Storm Chaser camera up there in Alcorn County, looking absolutely beautiful this evening. As we jump back down there towards, I believe, Kosciuszko. Yes, the Whippets playing tomorrow, 64 degrees down there. And again, it's heating up in the atmosphere and heating up on the hardwood there for the Whippets. Should be a great time. Dew point's currently at 50 degrees, means that floor only going to drop to about 50 degrees. And unfortunately, Greenwood is down. I wanted to give them a shout out though, because they are also playing tomorrow, 64 degrees. We were able to catch them at Northeast for their quarterfinal matchup. So good luck to all of the teams representing tomorrow. I think it's just Tishomingo County, Greenwood, and Kosciuszko, and then Starkville, of course. Remind me if I'm forgetting a team, but I think those four cover it for our Tuesday matchups. Our Mama Justice Doppler radar staying in clear air mode. Again, detecting a lot of bugs, a lot of trees, just basically stuff on the ground. Nothing in the sky that's of note, and that's meaning pretty calm forecast overall. Heading into those overnight hours. Rainfall totals, we looked at this at 5 and 6, but we did have a few more showers that were trying to work their way through the North Mississippi area. But again, not measuring up to much. We're still just talking about a quarter of an inch just south of Hernando and Tate County. Then going all the way across the Tennessee state line, there are a few spots that got just under a quarter of an inch, and even up there towards Colbert County and Huntsville, and that's where we had some trace amounts as well. Now, I will say, East Arkansas, the winner of the day, just under half an inch of rainfall. And as we head into tomorrow, not exactly getting much more than that because it is such light and isolated rainfall. Forecasted rainfall over the next 3 days, you can see very limited, but still there is some potential to get some of those showers into North Mississippi. But if I expand things out, you can see that there's a lot more measurable rainfall surrounding us, whether that's up north or out there towards the west here in North Mississippi. Comparatively speaking, pretty calm. Our satellite imagery, and this matters for our blood moon heading into tonight. And as you can see, not much cloud cover. There is going to be a bit of a haze there in the sky from some of the burning this afternoon, but I mean, overall, we're kind of in a clear sector, but there is a time frame that you guys need to go look at. You're probably walking outside right now saying, Gabe, the moon looks no different. Well, you would be right, but into tonight and really into those pre-dawn hours, that's where we will be seeing the blood moon in full effect. And again, we'll look at that in more detail about that best time frame here in just a moment. By midnight, 59 degrees, and overnight, comfortable forecast, all things considered, to view this event. So make sure to make some plans to get out there. If you're waking up for school at 6 a.m., maybe set an alarm an hour early so you can view it. And then you can head back to bed for another 45 minutes of sleep, but still should be something that you guys want to look at because it's a rarity getting this type of event here in North Mississippi. So heading into those overnight hours, again, here's that patchy cloud cover. So if there is cloud cover in your area, just give it a few minutes to let that pass over. But we are going to build that moisture in by tomorrow morning, and some patchy fog is possible. So if you need to drive a mile or two down the road, definitely would be worth your while to get out of that cloud cover because it is so patchy. It is going to be a bit hit or miss as well. So those low temperatures Tuesday morning with the moisture in the forecast were 56 Oxford, Holly Springs, and Boonville, 55 Houston and Bruce, and 56 down there towards Starkville before folks head off towards Jackson. As we continue Futurecast throughout your Tuesday, you can see that those dry, unfortunately not clear conditions do continue, but we will get some breaks in that cloud cover by the time we get into that mid to late morning. And that's going to allow for that sunshine to peek through, and that's going to, of course, warm things up as well. But what we're also getting, and you see it right there happening in northwest Alabama, right along the Alabama state line, that's going to be those limited showers that we're expecting for our Tuesday. Again, not going to measure too much, but I do expect when I come in for the afternoon shows that I'm going to see at least some trace amounts towards Lamar and Pickens County. I wouldn't be shocked at all if that did trickle into Lowndes and Monroe County here in northeast Mississippi. So into the afternoon, dry conditions persist, and into the late hours, we continue to see those dry conditions stick around. I do expect at least a couple of isolated showers, but again, the measurable amounts of rainfall is where we talk about impacts, and this is not going to be an impactful forecast. Our high temperatures, this is where the impacts are felt. Much better temperatures than what we typically see this time of year, or should I say much warmer temperatures. We're 80 degrees Golden Triangle, we're 80 degrees Greenwood, Belzona, and Grenada. We're 75 Boonville, 75 Iuka, and 78 Tupelo and Amory. So it is going to be a nice toasty forecast. Perfect for those baseball games, and if you are traveling off to the south towards Hattiesburg, Mississippi, we're 74 first pitch, 68 towards the fourth inning, and 65 by the final out. 6 p.m. First pitch should be a great game between two top 10 teams, and the Bulldogs ready for revenge. So I hope it's not too bad for Southern Miss. I'm really hoping that Mississippi State can hit the ground running and definitely keep that moment or get that momentum back as the umpires. Oh wait, sorry, UCLA took it away. Ole Miss taking on Memphis there in Oxford. 73 first pitch, 69 fourth inning, and 66 towards the final out. The Rebels looking to get that momentum going as well after coming off of a loss on Sunday against Coastal Carolina. So they're looking for a bounce-back game against the Memphis Tigers, and hopefully should be a good one for both of our North Mississippi teams. Our future cast for your Tuesday night stays on the dry side once again. So if you're one of the late tip-offs for down in Jackson, should be a great forecast to even head back up to North Mississippi later on that night. Now, if you're looking to stick around in Jackson, could be a few showers as we get more into our Wednesday. Limited capacity, again, non-impactful, so it should be still doable to drive home, but nonetheless, we are tracking that for our Wednesday forecast. Our Wednesday morning, waking up to a mild start once again, but where that moisture is a little bit more prominent, we're 63 Cleveland, Greenwood, Greenville, and Belzona, 59 Eupora and Kosciuszko, 58 Tupelo, Amory, Starkville, and Columbus, and 57 Aliceville, Vernon, and 60 showing up around Iuka. The day goes on, and the warm temperatures do stick around. They actually get even warmer as the day goes on, but the cloud cover does try to linger a little bit, along with some of those isolated rain chances. So this is where we're seeing some of that moisture develop. And again, in those areas that are starting off a little bit more mild, than other locations out there in the Delta. So that shows me that the moisture is definitely a bit more prominent. That's going to allow for some of these isolated showers to form. Now, some of these showers could have some moderate rainfall, but you see how small. I mean, let's just go ahead and measure this biggest one over there close to Sardis Lake. And it's going to be a quick mover too. So if we zoom right there, and again, this is just one example, and kind of go the full width on that. I mean, it could be up to about 15 to 20 miles, but if this is moving about 30 to 40 miles an hour, we're talking about 10 minutes. And then that's past the area and no longer a concern. So that's going to be the case with a lot of these showers. If we give it a couple of minutes to pass on through, then we'll be seeing a drier forecast. So if you're not looking to get wet, just give it a second. It should pass on by. But those showers do try to linger into the afternoon. So if one of them misses you or one of them leaves a little bit too soon, there is the chance that you could get another shower developing along that boundary. Now, we're not forecasting thunderstorms, but I will say that one around Holmes County towards Chula definitely stands out. So we could hear a rumble of thunder or two, and confidence is increasing with that latest model run because that one definitely stands out. And even down south there towards Jackson, getting a little bit of that developing as well. Along I-55 is where I would say is the best chance of getting some of those rumbles, but nothing severe. And the severe elements actually should remain towards our west, towards Arkansas, towards Texas, Oklahoma, not here in North Mississippi. And again, those risks still showing that, and our confidence still is going to be for folks out towards the west, at least for these first couple of threats. Our high temperatures Wednesday, 81 degrees in Tupelo and New Albany. We're 83 in Houston and Eupora. 79 Senatobia, South Haven, and Holly Springs. Even for folks in Lafayette County around Oxford, should be a great forecast. But we're talking about the blood moon. And yes, this is what it will look like. Some of those red and orange hues showing up on the moon. And it's going to be a total lunar eclipse here in North Mississippi. So really cool sight to see. And I'm very excited to wake up at 5 o'clock a.m. and never saying that sentence again, but I'm very excited to wake up at 5 o'clock a.m. to be able to view that spectacle. And again, this is going to be a total lunar eclipse, and the next chance to view it is June 25th of 2029, 3 years from now. So make sure to wake up early. It'll be worth your while to view something that happens not too often, actually once in the next 3 years. So get up there, enjoy it. Should be a good time. And our forecast is partly cloudy, so you will have to dodge a few of those clouds. But nonetheless, I think we will still get a view. So basically why this happens, we have the sun emitting its light onto Earth, and then on the backside of Earth, that's where that shadow is cast onto the moon. So basically you get this interaction right here. And that red hue is what is reflected off of the moon's surface, and that's where you get that reddish orange hue called the blood moon. No, the blood moon does not have a negative connotation to it like, blood usually does. In this case, it's kind of just representing the color of what the moon will potentially look like. And yes, that is the site right there. So at 5 a.m., you got to wake up a little bit early, but luckily it's not like 2 a.m. like some of these events that happen. 5 a.m. is not too bad, and you get to view a pretty cool sight there across North Mississippi. Now, if you're looking for time frames or you want to let some friends know, go ahead and snapshot this, send it to them, because this is the time frame. Each of those time zones basically showing up for each specific area. So 6 o'clock along the East Coast, or 5 o'clock in Central Time, 4 o'clock. Is this mountain? This might be mountain time. I forget these two. These two right here. It's either Mountain and Pacific, or I guess that would be Pacific on the far. Okay, there we go. That's what we're rocking with. So 3 o'clock a.m. Hey guys, it could be worse waking up early. We're not having to wake up at 3 a.m. and the sun isn't going to come up in the middle of it like it is on the East Coast. So we're kind of in that golden area to be able to view something really cool. And I hope you guys do get to wake up early and see it. And if you do, take a picture, send it to us, Mississippi Live Weather. We will showcase some of those photos in our morning show with our meteorologist, Maggie McCauley. So you'll want to tune in for that and see all the sights across North Mississippi of a once-in-3-year event that we get to enjoy for the start of our Tuesday. Partly cloudy skies though, so dodging a few of those clouds, but still should be some breaks to enjoy it. Wednesday, same thing, but 80 degrees means it's warming up even more, so that's a good sign in the forecast. As we head into the latter part of this week, those rain chances do increase. I will say Wednesday could have been upgraded to a 20%, but I'm kind of in between that. And as we transition more into the spring season, these models will become more aligned. So we're kind of using that over the next couple of days to figure out, 10 or 20 or 30. So it's going to be kind of bouncing in between those percentages because it is going to be different model run to model run with that sporadic development in the warm sector. So by Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, that is where our confidence is the highest of getting some of the impactful showers and yes, some impactful storms as well. But we are remaining sub-severe as of right now with what models are showing. But heading into next week, potential for a few strong storms is still in the forecast, and that's what we're continuing to monitor here in the Room to Room Weather Center. So I do hope that, well, thank you, Miss Holly. I appreciate that. I do hope that you guys do have a fantastic night. And again, if you missed it, make sure to go tune into the stream once again, and you'll be able to see the baseball forecast. You'll be able to see the basketball forecast. I'll actually end it off on that because it is just a cool highlight reel to kind of showcase all the efforts here at Mississippi Live Weather. And a big shout out to our Ethan Foster, because I think 99% of this footage, if not 100%, was shot by him. So he always capturing the sights and sounds of this basketball season, and just so cool seeing all the highlights and getting to enjoy it. So if you want to see any of these teams in action this week, make sure to head down there to Jackson and cheer them on, because while we have a few schools in the race with the Maynor household. My wife, she teaches at Boonville, and my mom-in-law, she teaches over at East Union. So we're kind of rooting on both of those teams as we head through these playoffs. But getting to see North Mississippi win, that's just where the pride comes into it. And I know that I got North Mississippi pride, and I know you guys do as well. So being able to cheer these teams on is something that's exciting and something that we can all come together for. And it's just really fun. So appreciate all the footage, Ethan. I know you're tuned in right now. Appreciate all the hard work, all the players on the court, and all these fantastic highlights. And can't wait to see that continue this week down in Jackson. And make sure that you guys head down there too. All right, we will see you guys later tonight. Just wanted to end it on that. Because it is something fun we can talk about heading into this week. All right, make sure to download that Mississippi Live Weather app. It does work down in Jackson. It does work down in Hattiesburg. So if you're heading to either of those locations tomorrow, download it ahead of time to be able to stay ahead of the weather and know what's headed your way. Our meteorologist Maggie McCauley will be letting you know what's headed your way at 6:37 and 7:30 on Mississippi Live Weather, live here from the Room to Room Weather Center. And don't miss our evening broadcast with Chief Meteorologist Matt Lawpon and I at 5, 6, and 10 on your Tuesday.
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Even though Gabe grew up in Alabama, Mississippi has now become his home and his family. And one thing about Gabe is he keeps his family safe.